Hey, hello. How is it going? Yeah, it's World of WoqlCraft 2021 version, and today we gotta do something new, actually. So recently, I've been working on loading the docstrings of the Python client into the database. Kevin and I have created this, and we have done something. So you can see that I've do some experiment with it, but so what we can do first, we can have a look at the schema. So what we have is that we have the Python module, we have the GitHub repo, which I still haven't do this part yet, but yeah, so we have the Python module, and then we have the callables, and we do have the method, and we would have some class and function. Yeah, so basically we would have so right now, I will show the script actually a bit later, but what I have right now is that I have all these method and all these classes and functions that I have been extracting from the Python script. So let me show you the script. So yeah, this is the script. This is of course like work in progress. So it's like nowhere near done in any way, but yeah, so well, it's kind of like business as usual, right? So I hope you can see it. Yeah, so maybe I'll make it a little bit bigger for you to see. So business as usual, we connect to the database. So I'm running it on, of course, like locally, and then we have connected to the database, and so I've created a constant that's called a repo. So this basically is just say that this is a GitHub repo that store the source code. So this is what is saying. And we create a client, of course. So the fun part is that we actually import the Python client as a Python module in the script, and then we just explore it. So that's the fun bit. So yeah, ignore this function for now. So we just go through them. So well, if you look at, so we just like create. So what we did is, yeah, I am actually broadcasting. Yeah. So right. So um, yeah, I forgot that I am actually on Discord at the same time, but that's okay. um, right. So right now that we have the module here that basically, just give me 1 second. Um, right. Right. Sorry, I just got a reply a message. Okay. So here you see that yeah, right now we have all these modules. So basically what we do is that this is the key part here. dir is actually we are exploring the module that is here, and then you can see that what I did is that I do all this. So I extract all the object inside of this module, and because like if we run dir, you see that actually I can show you a little bit of this. So what I'm going to do now here is to open a terminal, so you see what I mean in a sec. So we are here, so if we do Python, right, and then if we do import terminus db client stbd db, yeah, right, oops, I always forget that it should be underscore when we import it. Even though the name of the when you pip install it is hyphen, so I always make like it's a bit confusing, but that's okay. So we now have the TDB. So if we do dir TDB, and we can see all these things, right? So this is like all we have in the package in the Python client. So some of them are the default things, the built-in things. So they are all these like start with underscore. So that's why we want to filter out these ones. But we'll keep the others. For example, we actually have the classes here. So I think what I would do, I would make some modification. I would basically so I guess that there will be some challenge because like we want to keep all these classes, right? So these are the classes that we use, so we want to keep them. But for these, actually these are the file names. So So funny thing is that because well, I don't have the source code here, but you can see that in this kind of submodule that we have, we import all these classes directly. So it become a top level. So we can use, that's why we can do things like this, right? We can kind of, yeah, we could just, basically we could just like import, you know, from Terminus DB client, we can just like import a Waco query as WQ. It will still work because we have make it the top level here. So you can of course do it this way, but actually we don't have to do it this way. We can just like, because we have already put it as top level like this here. So all these are available in the top level. So we can basically ignore all this actually. So for this, uh, actually we only have class and the functions, I think. Yeah. So which is quite cool. So what I'm going to do now here is that, yeah. So here we go back to the file here, so you can see that we have imported this. And then what I'm going to do actually is that I would, what I'm going to do is like I will skip. So you see that this script here, I skip over, yeah, I skip over those that start with an underscore. But like I said, because we can also skip over these ones, right? So what I'm going to do is I would basically keep all those that start with a capital. Okay, so I can do a a regex to check it. But I think what we gotta do is like we would actually do a little hack of filtering if it is uh, so, well, we do have the terminus DB class here, but we can basically, if we just want the WoqL, so we can just check that like if they start with WoqL, with capitalized, then we can use it. So let's do a simple one. So if x colon 4 is equals to, so this is what I'm going to do. I gotta, of course, I gotta. Ideally, we want to use regex to check that whether it's capitalized. But right now, I'm just going to hack it a little bit. So we have it like this, and then so yeah, here we basically we scan through all of them. So yeah, this one should be okay. I made a mistake here, so this one I will keep it up like that. Yeah, because this is also like checking. I want to keep the internal one. So it's just the top level. When we scan through the module here, we want to skip this one because like we have imported at the top level. But otherwise, we want to keep everything. Okay. So here we see that in modules, we just create a module object by using the name. So because like here, when we return the list here, so if we basically run this, so you will see what I mean here. Yeah, it become a list and it will just like contain this name as a string. So we want to create the object itself in Python. So that's why we have to evaluate, like to eval it. So you see that this string tbd.module name is actually become the object here. And then we can do something afterwards. But we also create a JSON that basically store the information about this module. So this is quite straightforward. And then we have the object. So we explore the object further. So basically what we can do is that we can look at the dir of it. So it become kind of like a nested thing that you go down and to see what's inside. This is just the start of it. And then I don't think this is needed anymore. So I'll save that like that. Okay, so we create a query that is a yeah. Okay, so this bit I haven't really done it yet. So this part in the query, so we create. So we actually, yeah, I say it's query because then I can inspect it, but actually it doesn't need to be. So what I'm doing here is that I am generating an ID for all of them. So this is just basically just a big chunk of the query, and at the end we just execute everything here inside, right? So what I did is that I do a ID gen on the module, so the identify the REPL, and then So actually, I think that I only need the module name. I'm not so sure because, but the funny thing is that because we have a class within a class, so I'm not so sure. Maybe I would just module name is fine. We will see. So this ID, we call that module ID, and then we created the triple that is a Python module that we have created. Actually, we can just directly create a document, is it? Yeah. So this is, but this should also work. I will see, I will try different things because sometimes I just came into a bug that I have no idea why it is the case. But now we have created this, and then we can have a look that so in the module then we can go deeper. So how about that like we kind of what I'm going to do is that I will comment this out for now, and here I will just say that create module of oh, okay, so I will see that whether I can create the documents here if I execute this. So yes, I don't need this as well, so let me just block it out. I just want to see if I can create all the modules from this for loop here. So what I'm gonna do here is to exit and now do a Python and then test I here, and then okay, so something wrong. Oh yeah, I forgot to close it. Jesus, here. Okay, right, and then here. Okay, so I have run something, so this one should be updated regard of the objects that I've created. So let's have a look. And yeah, it takes a while to refresh. And documents we should have. Yeah, we have all these. So module A and B. Why? Oh, this is like, yeah, this is just some example before. So this is the one that we have created. So we do have, so this is the unique identifier. So we have all these objects that we have created here and here, and yeah, these are the old ones. So actually what I can do is that I can delete it and try it again. So let me go back to DB home, and I can do is like I can delete this one, right? So I can delete this one and I can clone it again because I clone it from, oops, yeah, we do have an online version. That's why it's good. And then yeah, that's why it's good to have it on Hub. So let me look into Hub, and then we could yeah, and then we could clone it again. So that's why it's so good. And yeah, so let me go there, and yeah, I can clone it again. So basically I can roll back, right? So which is really good. So yeah, yeah, go back here. So this is like, yeah, I've done nothing yet. This is all like the schema built by Kevin. Now I can run the script again. So let me run the script again, and I should have all this stuff. Insert. Right, yeah, so let me refresh now. This time you can see all my commit here. Right, you see all my commit is here. So I've created all the module documents. So let me have a look. So these two are just a test. So just ignore it. And then we have all these classes that we created. And my class, yeah, this is not what it is. So yeah, we don't have the description. So maybe that's something that we need to add. Yeah, these are all the modules that I've created. So it seems fine. So let's modify a little bit so we don't have a proper name and we don't have a proper description for it yet. So let's do that. So how can we do that is let's come here. The type is Python module, and I think what I can do is that if I go here, I'll add another triple here. So I have the module ID, then I would have the label. And label will be the name of it, right? So name will be the module name, okay? So let's do it this way. And then I don't have a description. So maybe the description will be the docstring. How about that? Sounds neat. So this one will be description. So description will be module.doc here, right? So let's see if we can do that. So yeah, let's run the script again here. And I have some invalid. Oh, I forgot a commerce. Ooh, here and here. Right. So, oh, I don't need this one, but yeah, it doesn't matter. But anyway, let's do this again. And still call me invalid. Maybe I forgot here. Yes. Right. Okay. Okay, so there's some failure in here. So I think, and is it called labeled and description? I think that's called label and description. Has an undefined domain. Oh, okay. So I have to say this is a string, I think. Dog. Yeah. Or maybe it's none. So that's why. So what I can do is that I could actually create another function here. So things are getting more complicated here. So lambda x. If is not none else um so okay, x should be the um right. So okay, so what I would do is that I want it to be doc unless is um doc if not none else um else I'll just skip it, right? So maybe I should write a if statement outside of this thing. Yeah, it's not ideal, is it? So I'll actually take this out. So I would have a this query to this thing, right? So um, so distribute this query. So okay, so if module dark is not none, then what I would do is that I would just put this in because it should be a string. But if it's a none, and we don't want it, right? So else, but yeah, but can n handle a none? This is what I'm thinking. Else, can I just do an empty query? Or what I can do is just, well, it's a bit stupid, but I think that's what I gotta do. Yeah, maybe can I do an empty query here? Maybe I can do an empty query. Let's see. Okay, so let's try it again. See what we right. Undefined domain. Why? Why? It's an undefined domain. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I will just ignore this for now. Okay, so I'll ignore the description and hopefully it will work. So let's have a look here. Or maybe I spelled wrong description, but let's see if it works for the name first. So yeah, now we have the name. We just don't have the description. I thought it's because we don't have the docstring, but I don't know. So else do a print so I know what's going on. Print. Here, print the name of it so I know what's going on here. Right, and then let me try that again. Oops, this one here, and then okay. So the Wacko class doesn't have a docstring, so I think this is why it's broken. So what I'm going to do is that I will just do a try. Okay, and then here I will just or I could just like yeah, make this double. I really want to have the switch here that I could control this query here, but it seems like it doesn't like it. So yeah. Okay, so what I can do is I would try, and then I would pass to see if I can add in others. So is that the only thing that it can't do? Right. So let me just do a test here. Oops, invalid. No. Oh yeah, it should be accept. So many overlook here, and then oh, actually, all of them doesn't have any docstrings. They all got print out and nothing had happened, so it's not updated. So that's fine. Okay, so what I'm going to do is to just skip it because we don't have any. Like, what if we have anything? We'll deal with it later. Ignore it for now. We'll sort that out later. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So let me do a yeah. Let me fix indentation. We don't need this one anymore. So let me comment it out, and it's good. So we have all the modules. So let's move on to the next step. So we want to make this one work. So we want to go into each one of the objects underneath these modules, and then what we'd do is that, well, of course we update the JSON, but another thing is that we would call this inspect object thing here that we'll put in the module name, which will become the parent's name, and then we'll put the mob object, which is the objects, the child objects that we put in here. So let's look at this method. So yeah, this is the complicated stuff. So here we go in here, and then we have the object and the name of the parents just to help us to keep track of things. And then if it is a function, then what it does is that, well, we inspect the parameters, but let's ignore that for now. This is what we are dealing with. We have to update it. So we have to tell the basically like tell the Python module that we have a function here, and then we just need to update it. Otherwise, it will. So there's like actually three things we could do. So it's either like a function, you just like add it in, and then so basically we just need to find the ID of these two, and then we would uh, put that in. So it's just like it contains this. So the the relationship should be contained, which I'm not sure that we have it in the schema. So let's inspect it. So in the module, so we have contains. Okay. So for the classes, do we have contained in the classes? That's why. Yeah, we don't have the contained in the classes. That's why it doesn't work before. So what I'm going to do is so method of. Okay, so it's the other way around. So the method is a method of a class. Okay, but the module contains something. So okay, so let's reflect it here. Well, I don't really like, to be honest, I don't really like the structure of this. I'm always top down, so it's always like a class contained the method, because this is how like the Python object, when you explore it, you just go like you use the dir to go deep down. But anyway, we can do anything that we want because we have the script. So here module will contain things, that's fine. So class here is another story. So if it's a method, that instead of this we should have this one, let me cut this, is the method of. So yeah, so it should be the method of here, right? So yeah, method of, is it like this? I'll check the spelling again. Is, yeah, so a method is the method of something. Also, yeah, and also I don't like the, also I don't like using camel case. It's for me, it's like, but I'll just copy and paste it. That's fine. Type is a method. Is a module. Then we go just create a module object, and then we just go one level down. So we create a class object, because if it's inside, it should be a class object. I think if we have problem, we would just fix it. Yeah, I think it should be fine. Or should I call it a module? This is the funny thing here is well, all these things that we have here is a module and also it's a class, so it has two identities. So I don't know where to put it really. So let's just run it and see what happened. Yep, we do have some problems. So Python function is not found in the schema. Really? Is it just called function? No, it's called Python function, right? Okay, so let's see. The class Python function is not in there. Did we miss out the check failure? So the problem is that I don't know where it fell. Did I keep the print statement there so I can keep track of things? No, I didn't. Right. What I'm going to do is that I gotta print out each one so I know which one it fell. So print module name, and then after that I would print this so I know it fell at least. Okay, right, so let me scroll up. So okay, so it's Waco class got problem here, so it's the first one already coming to some problem. So I think it's a general thing that it fails. So here, okay, so we can have it here to print. Sorry, this like debugging thing is a little bit primitive, but this is actually the fastest way we can do right now, because I'm using Jupyter Notebook. Yeah, I've never used like like PBD with Jupyter Notebook, but I think you can do something similar with Jupyter Notebook with another library. But I'm just gonna do things very straightforward right now. And so what is failing? Add properties already failing. It should be A. Yeah, I think that's the problem here, because we have a class and also a module. So which one should we put them? Right. So have created the module ID. Maybe I'll just make it all of them a class for now, so it won't fail. Yeah, maybe. Class parents. Yeah, maybe I would make it a class so that it would work, or maybe I can make a. Let's see. So module ID. So I'll just make it Python class for now. Hopefully it will work. And then ID gen. Oh, it will be a big mess, is it? Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah. And then maybe I'll have to delete it. Doesn't matter. Let's try. If we create a class object as well, then it will work. Nope. Python function is not found in the schema. Why I keep saying that? Why it keeps saying that? Okay, so let's revoke that. So it doesn't solve the problem here for me. And then maybe I have to put SCM everywhere. Maybe I missed something. SCM Python method. Ah, this should be SCM here. Maybe that's why. Okay, try it again. And we have another failure. So Python module, yeah, Waco class. So where does it fail? Also app property. So this one is a things that is okay. So we have this object, right? So this object is Python module terminus db client terminus client Waco class has no defined class. Why is this so? Does it like, is it not the same? Is it like this thing that's generated not the same as that one that's generated? So repo module name, so it should be the same thing that we, oh, maybe that's why. It's a method and it's looking for the class, maybe. Okay, let's have a look at this. Class. It's a module. So this object is a this object is a module. Well, we also create the class, but oh, it's not the thing that we created. Okay. Yeah, we do create a class for this one. So what object is that? So we have created, oh, is it the ID gen that's not doing the thing that we wanted to? So it should be, is a method, so it should come in here, and then the parent's name, class ID. Maybe this one should be module. Is complaining. No defined class, or maybe why it says there's no defined class. I wanted to find the same object here. So that was terminus db terminus. So the name is different for some reason. So it's yeah, so it's at the determinate client again. And class. Yeah, here I think this is why. Let's just use the name for now. Make things simple. And yeah, here as well. Okay, here we go. Yep. So now it will work. So let me change this back to class. So if it crash again, then we can change it back. This is another error. Yes, contains. So there's something wrong with contains. Yeah, so now the name is correct. So parent. Yeah, so now it's like looking for the GitHub repository. I think this one should be repo, right? It's not subsumed by. Yeah. So yeah, this is the bit that I don't quite understand. So like I have to talk to Kevin about this. But yeah, anyway, so I would give you an update next week. And I hope you enjoy this little journey with me to explore how to extract Docstrings. And yeah, I would see you next week. And stay safe. Until then, bye.